This is my 90-day check-in, and I'm excited to share with you. I hope many of you have stuck with your health journey for 2026, but I have for the most part, and I'm going to give a little recap of where I'm at for the first 90 days, and hopefully you can take from this something to can maybe improve your health as you go forward on your life's journey. My journey, like most, started when I was in college in my early adulthood, when I was in the best shape of my life, or at least a shape that was healthy, and got married over 30 years ago. And that's really sort of the last time I can remember being super healthy. Between that and today, I've had 4 kids and lived a really full life, super successful life. But that life seems to be for most others, basically for my kids, for my family, for my friends, for my job, for my employers. And that came at the toll of mark in my own health. As I got to my mid 50s, I peaked at over 300 pounds and really struggled through COVID and the post COVID era, and tried to really sort of grapple with how do I get into the later stages of life. And as I wrapped up 2025, I sort of came upon this journey. And I think it's something that other people can do. It's not that I wouldn't say it's not that hard, but it's just about a process. It's about reformulating, reprogramming the system, my system, to start with something new. Start with a mindset that's different. I've called it like resetting my system prompt, or resetting my operating system, but it's really about getting my mind straight to be able to sort of have a program that I can focus on. And takes it out of the need for motivation, the need to sort of have to get up early and do a massive workout or kill my body, but really about having a protocol to follow. It's sort of like a computer program or a software program. It doesn't have feelings or doesn't have bad days. It just sort of follows the instructions, right? And so that's what I needed for my body, to have a set of instructions that could be followed, and followed simply and repeatable. And that's what I'm aiming for this year. I'm thinking this system could potentially work for you, for anyone really who wants to take control of their lives. I'm 6'3". I was started the year at 270 pounds. That's below where my high was 3 or 4 years ago, at over 300 pounds. And but still obese, still body fat percentage in the high 30% range, which is just really not acceptable. And so what I've done is change that system. I think it's beautiful for anyone if you're just willing to make the change. And I want to be hopefully an example of how you can take a fat guy and make him into a more healthy guy. I don't know if I'm going to be the marathon runner, or I'm going to be the Adonis, or I'm not walking around with my shirt off during the day, but I just want to be healthy. I want to live longer. I want to feel like I can walk up a flight of stairs and not be winded. I want to feel like I can move with ease and without pain. Just finished my last miles of the first 90 days of this year, and it's time to put it up on the board. So excited. I got a 3-mile run in. That puts me at 75.6 miles for the month, below where I want to be for a full month. But for the entire year so far, first 90 days, 255.6 miles. Woo! I am over the quarter way, and I am rocking and rolling. Feeling good. All right, 90 days in. The numbers don't lie. Weight is down almost 30 pounds. Blood pressure is well under control, below the 120/80 sort of time area. But why am I not feeling great? Why am I scheduling a meeting with my doctor on Friday? Well, I've had some weird feelings lately. I've got a weird lightheadedness. Maybe that's lack of calories, lack of nutrients. I don't know. I'm taking all this stuff to try to sort of take care of all that stuff, but I think I got to be careful. But my body's changing for sure. I think my body's trying to react to the differences of weight and different kind of actions and different eating patterns and activity patterns. You know, you hear all these scientists or health people say your body's going to process better and it's going to feel better, and like, yeah, definitely do, but I think my body's trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Like, what are we dealing with here? We got less energy stores, we've got less stuff coming in, we just got less of Mark to process. So I think that's something that I did not count on after 9 days, given the numbers are so great. Like, I feel awesome, but I think you gotta realize that when your body goes through a change, it goes through a lot of different changes. Talked about the mental aspect as maybe one area that's been great and giving me confidence and hope about what the future might look like. But there's also these little things that creep in that I didn't really think about or realize that I've got to be aware of and figure out how to manage those aspects better. Last night was the end of my first 90 days. I felt so good. I went into San Francisco and had a dinner with a friend and my son and an entrepreneur. And you know what? I totally splurged on myself. We had this great pizza, Hi-Hat Pizza, highly rated pizza joint in San Francisco in the Mission. Fantastic. I had 3 pieces of pizza. Ugh. And then there's also a great cookie spot right across the street from Hi-Hat that we went and bought all these cookies. They're fantastic. And I had 2 cookies, 3 pieces of pizza and 2 cookies in the evening, like past 7 o'clock. That's a total shock to my body, I think. I try to tell myself that it's a one day, and I justified it for almost like a splurge on 90 days. And I feel a little guilty, but not really, because it was so good. And I figure, well, okay, once every 30 days, maybe I'll have a big splurge like that, which is, that's got to be okay, because it was fun and we had a fun time with it. So let's talk about the 3 areas that I sort of went through as I started this journey. I think the first month was all about the movement plan, the miles, getting to 1,000 miles, getting to 3 miles a day on average. And I think that set in place this movement that really got my mind thinking about, well, it really gave me purpose, I think, and that was number 1. That was the first 30 days. The second 30 days, I think, is where I focused on the intake, the fuel, the food, and changing up that routine, that justifying, pizzas or ice cream or whatever, and really focusing on this Benazati principle of keto and seed oils and sugars. I really have eliminated sugars, but that took me February, which has really changed. I've seen the biggest weight change from that. And then I'd say in March, the next 30 days was really about the mental, like mentally where I was at, and getting a grip on that kind of between the ears stuff that really started to codify for me and really sort of come together. And I think those 3 things together almost built off each other. And so I'd tell anyone, like, if you're going to start, just start something small that you can do that changes your trajectory. For me, it was just the walking or the running or the just moving more. And that got my body on this stage of development that allowed me to think differently about eating, and then that made me think differently about just approach and mental aspect of things. I don't know. I think that's doable for you. What do you think? There's no doubt I've seen a change in my body, change in the way my clothes fit. Losing almost 90 pounds losing almost 30 pounds in 90 days. That's a big movement for me. Haven't seen that kind of movement forever. Never really had that kind of weight drop. So this is a new thing for me to think about. But I'm concerned. There's no doubt. I'm concerned about whether I can sustain it. Can I, in the next 90 days, can I drop another 30 pounds? What would that look like? Oh my gosh, it's almost scary. Will this trajectory continue? That's another thing. It's like, have I reached some saturation point? I don't think so. My body has still a lot of visceral fat. If you look at my scale, I'm still at 30% body fat. That's too high, right? But like, where is my equilibrium? If I think I graduated high school at about 185, into my first year of college about 210. That's a big change right there, geez. Got married about 235. So those are markers for me to think about, and then got all the way up to 275 and then peaked around 305, I think, low 300s. Bounced around for better part of 20 years between probably 270 and 290. So to be in the 240s today, wow, incredible. It's almost, I feel a little bit I'm like scared. Can I maintain it? Still questioning myself. Is it something that can be sustained? I sure hope so. I plan on not changing much. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I think I'm going to tweak a couple little things here and there. I was reviewing my keto coffee in the morning, and maybe there's some way for me to tweak that system to be more effective, to be a little bit more in a fasted state for a little longer, but then load up on protein more. I think that's a key for me. And then just the movement, getting the muscle. Played some pickleball the other night. I think that works different muscles in the hips and things, which is so important at my age. So all those kind of things are helpful. What I do like now is not having the joint pains, not having those, I did drive home last night from San Francisco, and that really changes my body. I mean, I think in the car for an hour really stiffens me up differently. And so I have to be aware of that as I think about commuting and things along those lines. So anyway, those are all things that are on my mind today. All right, first quarter's in the books. My leading indicators, the miles and the blood pressure, looking good. The lagging indicators, the weight, that seems to be succumbing to the pressure. It's weird though that the pizza, the cookie last night, those were good. And the monkey brain inside of me is saying, hey, 30 pounds is good enough. Treat yourself more. The reality is I can't do that. I'm not built for that. I gotta stay on it. I think if you're wondering hey, when should I start? When should I stop? Get off the couch. We gotta keep moving, people. 90 days of this wasn't the plan. 30 pounds is not the plan. It's a lifestyle change for me. And I think it's damn exciting. So join me. Let's do this. Get off the couch. Start moving. The sun is going to go down tonight and come up tomorrow. Let's hit the pavement. I'll see you at mile 500. Let's go.